Hey guys, this is Codyjoe, and today we're going to talk about a basic ball python setup. So for this setup, we decided to use a 36-inch by 18 by 12-inch high Exo Terra. And the reason why we went with this is we wanted the low one because ball pythons in particular can sometimes feel insecure in a large terrarium. So having 12 inches height will make them feel a little bit more secure in the tank. So besides the background, the first thing that we had done is add a heat pad into this back corner here. And we used an Exo Terra heat pad for that. Then the next thing we've done is we've plugged it into an Exo Terra thermostat, which you can see the temperature probe actually coming out from the substrate here, and we have the probe mounted above the hottest point of the heat pad. The next thing I've done is I've added a Combometer by Exo Terra to the opposite end, so this way I can tell my temperature and my humidity on the cool side of the terrarium. So now we have our thermostat reading and controlling our temperature on our hot side of the terrarium, and we have our Combometer telling us the temperature and the humidity on the cool side. For most glass ball python setups, you're going to want to block off a certain percentage of your mesh top, and that's going to hold in some of your humidity and some of your heat as well. This particular tank already happened to have a 36-inch compact Exo Terra top on the front, and it has a 24-inch compact top on the back. So that only leaves us with 25% of our mesh exposed, which is what we want. So that's kind of why we went with the lighting system that we did on this setup. The next thing that we've done is we've added cypress mulch to the base of the terrarium, and having a good depth of substrate will help us maintain a constant humidity for the snake. We've added 2 hides to the terrarium. We've added 1 hide on the cool side, and then we've added a second hide halfway on the warm side so that he can either bask under the hide or he can bask exposed on the back side of the hide. And the last thing we've added to this terrarium is we've done some live pothos and we've done some live Spanish moss. These are nice plants because if you're cleaning the terrarium, they're easy to uproot and it's not going to hurt the plant. And it's nice for aesthetics, and it gives the snake somewhere to hide as well. And now we can grab the Inhabitant for the new terrarium. So this guy here is actually a super pastel, black pastel, pinstripe spider ball python. And we hatched this guy right here in the store. So this is going to be who's going to be living in our new terrarium. Some of the most important aspects of this terrarium are going to be temperature and humidity. Typically in a ball python tank, you're going to want the ambient temperature to be in the low 80s, around 80 to 82 Fahrenheit. And then you want a basking area between 88 Fahrenheit and 92. Typically go a little higher, around 90, that way you can ensure that the snake is going to get to around 88 degrees. For humidity, with ball pythons, you'll want it to be around 60%. Obviously it can peak when you add moisture to the tank, but typically if you can keep it around 60%, you're going to have consistent sheds and a healthier snake. The way that we've done this is we use a heat pad mainly instead of a basking light, because the glass basking lights are going to dry out the air. So if we can avoid using that, we will. So that's why we use the heat pad. And what the heat pad does is we have a deep substrate here that's going to hold moisture. So when that heat pad warms up the moisture, it causes the water to evaporate out of the substrate. And that's also why we've covered our mesh, because now we're going to trap that moisture in the air in the terrarium along with the heat. So we've done the pad that way. We're running it off our thermostat. We have our tops closing in the mesh so that all of our heat and humidity stays trapped. And then we have our other meter on the other side because obviously he needs a gradient. You can see over on the cool side, it's reading 80 degrees right now, and that's about perfect. At the coldest point of this tank, it sits at about 78 degrees Fahrenheit. One thing you'll also probably notice about this terrarium is it does have 2 misting nozzles in it. And that's because this tank is hooked on to a Mist King system. For ball pythons, typically you don't want to spray the snake itself. You're just wanting to spray the substrate to maintain the humidity. So the way that I've got this tank set up is these misting nozzles, they just spray the back wall onto the rocks, and then the water drips down into the substrate on the warm side, which again brings up our humidity. As we mentioned before in the video, the reason why we went with the lighting we did was mainly because that's what we already had on the tank, and it helped us block off most of our mesh. But what we have in here is we have multiple compact fluorescent UV bulbs. Those bulbs, having all of them running at once, it was bringing our ambient temperature to about 84 to 85 degrees. So what I've done is I've shut off just one of these fluorescent bulbs, and that's just enough to bring the temperature down to 80 degrees as an ambient, which is what the ball python's looking to get. So hopefully that helped you guys understand how to properly set up a ball python terrarium. If you have any more questions, feel free to either contact us or even better, stop in the store and we can walk you through it in person.